Hello, today we are going to be working on lesson number 18, and our goal for today is to be able to compare fractions and whole numbers on a number line by thinking about how far they are away from zero. Sounds a little bit fancy, but really our goal for today is to be able to tell which fractions are larger and which fractions are smaller. We will be using a less than and greater than sign when comparing fractions, but we're going to start off by practicing and reviewing our number bonds. Okay, so remember in a number bond up top, we put our whole. So since we're starting with halves, this could look like 1 or it could look like 2 over 2. We know that 2 over 2 is the same thing as 1. Okay, anytime a fraction has a numerator and denominator that are the same, we know it's 1. Okay, so since halves are 2 equal parts, I'm going to label 1/2 on the left and 1/2 on the right because I know that 1/2 plus 1/2 equals 1 whole. Another way of saying 1 is 2 over 2. Let's do one more together. Since we're working with thirds, think about what I could put up top instead of 1. Hopefully you're thinking 3/3, 3 over 3. Because we know when the numerator and denominator are the same, we know it's equal to 1. Okay, so thirds have 3 equal pieces. So I know that between these two number bonds, I need to show those 3 equal pieces. So I'm going to start off by showing 1/3. And then I know that 1/3, I need 2 more pieces to get to 3/3. So 1/3 plus 2/3 is going to give you this 3/3 up top. All right, let's keep moving along. All right, so what we're going to do on this number line is we're just going to split it up into thirds. Okay, we know that between 0 and 1, that is 1 whole. So I need to split up this first whole into 3 equal pieces. You may notice I only drew 2 lines, but I still have 3 equal pieces. I have 1, 2, 3 equal sections. Okay, and then between 1 and 2, that's another whole. So I need to split up this section into 3 equal pieces as well. And then between 2 and 3, same thing. I'm going to split it up into 3 equal sections. Okay, so let's quickly go through and label this together. We know that since we did start at 0 for this number line, the first tick mark, the first dash is going to be 1/3. Each time we move to the right of the number line, we know that our numerator gets bigger by 1. So we have 1/3. Second mark is going to be 2/3. And then this is a little bit of a review, but we know that 3/3 is another way of saying 1. Okay. As we move up the number line, our numerator just gets bigger. 4/3, 5/3, and then 2 we would call 6/3. One way to check your work on this is to do 6 divided by 3, and if that gets you 2, you know you're on the right track. Okay, so we have 7/3, 8/3, and then last but not least, we would have 9/3. Check your work by doing 9 divided by 3 to make sure that you are on the right place in your number line. All right, let's keep moving. Let's see. Okay. We'll do just 1 or 2 more until we'll do a few problems from the problem set. So we have a number line here, and you can see that we have 3 equal sections. Our endpoints are 0 and 1. So we know that we need to label this into thirds. 1/3, 2/3, and then we know another name for 1 is 3/3. Oh, I apologize. I was getting a little bit ahead of myself. 3/3 is another name for 1. But then as we look below, it's asking us how can we use what we have to make sixths. So take a second and think about what you know about sixths. Hopefully you're thinking a sixth is smaller than a third. A sixth is actually 1/2 of a third. So we could pretty easily go through and change this number line. So instead of having 3 equal sections, we can make it have 6 equal sections. Okay, so I'm going to split these thirds in half, but let's double check my work. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we have sixths. Okay, so I could go through and I could label these 6 too. 1/6. This would be 2. Oh, I changed my marker. This could be 2/6, or we could call that a third. This would be 3/6. This is 4/6. This is, I apologize for my messy writing. This is 5/6, and this whole could be called 3/3 or 6/6. It just means 1. Do you see how pretty easily we split up this number line from being separated into thirds to being separated into 6 equal sections? Okay, this is going to come in handy when you're working on a problem set in just a minute. Okay, so you can see that I went ahead and I just took a screenshot from your problem set. So this is exactly what you should be seeing on Seesaw. Okay, you are more than welcome to follow along with me and then just put it right into your Seesaw. Or if you would like to try it on your own, you can pause this video, work on your Seesaw, and then come back and double check your first few answers. Okay, these circles on the problem set, those are for you to draw a greater than, less than, or equal to symbol. Okay, so once again, I'm going to remind you what these look like. You might have heard that the alligator mouth is going to eat the bigger number. In this case, it's going to eat the bigger fraction. Okay, you can see that on our first problem, we are working with 6. Okay, because our denominator is 6, we're going to first split up our number line into 6 equal pieces. Okay, it does not need to be perfect. Just try your best. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make sure you always double check your work so it doesn't throw you off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Okay, now what I'm going to work on doing is I'm going to label 2 6 and 3 6 on the number line. Okay, so if I'm starting at 0, double check your endpoints. We have 1/6, 2/6, and then 3/6. Think in your head right now, which fraction is bigger, 2/6 or 3/6? Hopefully you're thinking that 3/6 is bigger than 2/6. One way you know this is because the closer the number is to 0, the smaller the fraction is. Okay, bigger fractions are going to be farther away from 0. They're going to be further to the right side of our number line. Okay, you can see this 3/6 is ahead of 2/6, so that's why 3/6 is larger than 2/6. Okay, reminder, the alligator mouth eats the bigger fraction, so I'm going to put the greater than symbol for 3/6. Okay, I believe in the problem set it also asks you to circle the bigger fraction, so I'm going to go ahead and do that too. Okay, it's pretty easy to understand because we know we're working with 2 fractions that have the same denominator. We're working with 6. Okay, we can just see, oh, 3 is a bigger numerator. We know that's a bigger fraction. But wait, Miss France, looking at number 3, the denominators are different. Okay, you have 1/2 and then 1/4. The numerators are the same, but the denominators are different. So we're going to think back to what we did on the last slide. Okay, we're going to start off by separating this number line into the smaller, or into the denominator that's the smallest first. If you look over here, I'm going to start with 1/2 because 2 is smaller than 4. All right, so I'm going to mark 1/2 on my number line. 1/2. All right, not done yet though, because I still need to mark 1/4 on my number line. Okay, I have my number line split up into 2 equal sections. Now I need to split it up into 4 equal sections so I can see my 4th on the number line. Double check your work. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I need to mark where 1/4 ended up. Okay, so take a second, think about which fraction is larger, 1/4 or 1/2. Hopefully you notice that 1/2 is closer to 1, so it's the larger fraction. It's further to the right on the number line. So I'm going to go ahead and mark my symbol. We know the symbol is going to be eating the bigger fraction. And since it asks you to circle your bigger fraction, I'm going to go ahead and do that too. 1/2 is larger than 1/4. It's greater than 1/4. All right, and let's do one last one today together. I believe there should be 1 or 2 more for you to work on all the way by yourself, and then maybe a few problems on the back. But since this is new, we're gonna go ahead and do this one together too. Okay, we have 2/3 and we have 2/6. Numerators are the same, they're both 2. Our denominators are different. So I'm going to start with 2/3 because 3 is smaller than 6. So I'm going to start off by separating my number line into 3 equal sections. 1, 2, 3. And then I need to mark 2/3 on the number line. Not quite done yet because I apologize for that. I don't know what happened there. But if you take a look, we still need to mark 2/6 on our number line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my thirds I have and I need to break them up into 6s, 6 equal sections. Split all of these thirds in half. Double check your work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to find 2 6s on my number line. So I have 1/6, 2/6. Take a look, which one's bigger? Think about which one's closer to 1. Which one's further to the right on the number line? 2/3 is greater than 2/6. All right, guys, I hope this helped, and please feel free to message me on Schoology, or you can leave me a comment on Seesaw. I'd be more than happy to help you with anything you need, but go ahead, give this a try, and thank you for watching. Bye, guys.